Good morning, Village School, and welcome to today's live newscast, the last broadcast of the year.
Your newscasters are Anna from Miss Fosse's class,
And also Angela from Miss Fosse's class.
Today is Friday, June 19th, 2009. It is a day 2.
Our character education thought of the day is, over the summer, remember to follow the pillars of character you learned at VES.
And now for the weather, brought to you by WeatherBug. Today is expected to be cloudy and rainy. The current temperature is 66 degrees Fahrenheit. The high is expected to be 78 degrees Fahrenheit. The low this evening will be 62 degrees Fahrenheit. Tomorrow is expected to be cloudy with showers.
There will be no recess because of the early dismissal schedule. Today's lunch will be chef's choice.
At this time, please stand for the flag salute. I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Today is our last day of school, and we have a fun morning ahead. We will start with a clap-off and end with a fun sing-along and slideshow.
Now for some closing remarks from Mr. Hattinger.
Good morning, Village School. First, before I begin our closing remarks, I wanted to send my regrets for Miss Lacey. She had an appointment this morning that she couldn't be here early, but she does plan to be here later on in the day. And she sends her best wishes and wishes she could be part of the newscast. If you remember, Miss Lacey and I began the school year with the very first newscast. And we want to thank everyone for making all these newscasts possible, all our students, all the teachers who have worked with everyone, Mr. Dolan, and of course Mrs. Young, who fills in, and not to mention Mrs. Antonowitz, who lets us take over her media center every day. So we want to thank everyone. It's been a real team effort. Well, I wanted to come up with something thoughtful to say for our last newscast and before our sing-along, which we'll have in a couple minutes. When I was rummaging through some old memorabilia I had in my basement, I found a letter that my grandfather had written to my family when I was on a 2-month European trip with both of my grandparents 45 years ago. And it was a really interesting letter. It was about some birthdays in my family, and it got to me thinking about writing letters. And it made me connect to a book that I used to read to my children when I was younger called Frog and Toad Are Friends by Arnold Lobel. Maybe some of you remember this book, maybe some of you still read it. So I'd like to read to you just a couple pages with a suggestion in it for something you can do this summer. Frog looked out of the window at Toad's mailbox. The snail was not there yet. Toad, said the frog, you never know when someone may send you a letter. No, no, said Toad. I do not think anyone will ever send me a letter. Frog looked out of the window. The snail was not there yet. But Toad, said Frog, someone may send you a letter someday. Don't be silly, said Toad. No one has ever sent me a letter before, and no one will send me a letter today. Frog looked out the window. The snail was still not there. Frog, why do you keep looking out of the window? Asked Toad. Because now I'm waiting for the mail, said Frog. But there will not be any, said Toad. Oh, yes, there will, said Frog, because I have sent you a letter. You have, said Toad? What did you write in that letter? Frog said, I wrote, Dear Toad, I am glad that you are my friend. Your friend, Frog. Oh, said Toad, that makes me feel a lot better. Then Frog and Toad went out on the front porch to wait for the mail. They sat there feeling happy together. Frog and Toad waited a long time. 4 days later, the snail got to Toad's house and gave him the letter from Frog. Toad was very pleased to have it. So, with that excerpt from that book, I'd like to suggest that you write someone a letter this summer. Not just send them an email, but try the old-fashioned way of sitting down, composing some thoughts, write a letter to a friend, a pen pal, a grandparent, somebody you know who would like to receive a letter, because all of us love to get letters in the mail, and it's an art that I don't think is around so much anymore. Now, the other thing I wanted to share with you is one of our favorite books, and I know Miss Lacey picked this one out. It's the Dr. Seuss book, Oh, the Places You'll Go. Now, it's a very, very long book, and I'm sure a lot of you know it. I would just like to read the first couple of pages and the last couple of pages as a reminder of the kinds of things that you ought to be doing this summer, not including sitting in front of the computer and sitting in front of the video games. So it begins the following. Congratulations. This is your day. You're off to great places. You're off and away. You have brains in your head. You have feet in your shoes. You can steer yourself any direction you choose. You're on your own, and you know what you know, and you are the guy who will decide where to go. Now, throughout this book, if you're familiar with it, Dr. Seuss takes you through a lot of the usual cool places that only Dr. Seuss could draw and imagine an adventure. So we hope that your summer will be full of adventures and lots of fun things, not in front of a computer, not in front of a video screen, but out there in the natural world. And I'd like to end with the last 2 pages from the book. And will you succeed? Yes, you will indeed. 98.75% guaranteed. Kid, you'll move mountains. And then, on the very last page, so, be your name Buxbaum or Bixby or Bray or Mordecai, Alley, Van Allen, O'Shea, you're off to great places. Today is your day. Your mountain is waiting, so get on your way. So get on your way this summer, boys and girls. Do lots of fun things. Enjoy your friends. Write letters, read, and use your mind. So, with that, I want to thank everyone for a great year. I'll say the same things to you in a few minutes in the sing-along. And back to our broadcasters.
This is Angelo signing off.
And Vanna signing off.
Good luck at middle school 4th graders, and see you in September 3rd graders.
Have a great summer.